You're listening to 15 Minutes of TM1 with, brought to you by CubeWise, managing complexity in the business world.
Welcome to this video. So today, 15 Minutes of TM1, I'm speaking with none other than the runner-up of the TM1 World Championship, Anne-Marie. How are you doing?
Good, thanks, John. Thanks for having me here today.
Thank you for coming on the show and spending time with us to share your experience of the TM1 World Championship and TM1 in general. So for the people who don't know you, would you like to give just a quick introduction of what do you do? What's your experience of TM1?
Sure. So I manage a small team of TM1 developers. They're a global team, and I have been personally using TM1 for over 25-ish years.
25.
25 years. It has been a very long time. I've loved it from the beginning, and I don't think I would do anything else.
Wow. Did you come from another system or from spreadsheets?
Good question. No, it was Excel. So I started as an accountant, and then I moved into systems accounting, and we had been using Essbase for our budgeting and forecasting. And there were some very long lunches while we waited for the models to calculate, because they weren't on the fly calculations. We had to put in our assumptions and then wait for the results a couple of hours later. So I thought that was great at the time, because we had this powerful models and calculations happening. And then I was very lucky enough in my I'm not going to give my age. I'm not going to give my age.
Good one. Almost got you.
I caught myself. I was lucky enough to get a redundancy package out of a reconfiguration of the industry. And so I decided I would go and have a go at consulting. And I had been very good at Excel at the time, and I had been very good with Airspace. And I thought, well, there's probably a space for me there to have a go and see what I can do. I went to market myself at a CPA conference, meet and greet, and I came across a presentation that was happening at this management accountants conference, where TM1 was being demonstrated up on stage, and I was blown away, because this was on the fly calculations, change a figure and see the results. There was no wait, long lunch, wait. It was there. So I guess I would call that my light bulb moment for loving TM1. I went up to them at their booth after the presentation, said, "I love what you do. This is who I am," and I started consulting the very next week in TM1.
That was quick.
It was, yeah.
Straight into it. So back in those, 25 years
back
ago.
in the days, yeah.
around 25 years ago. Do you remember what was the version that was demoed to you?
It would have been a version 6 or 6.1, I think, back then.
Was it back in the floppy disk? Back in the day?
Well, yes, it was.
Okay. Yes. In case anyone who doesn't know what floppy disks are, they are just great storage devices. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Limited storage devices, but yes, that's what it was.
Okay, so you went to a show and you got in touch with someone demoing TM1, fell in love with it, and so ever since you've been using TM1. Or have you gone off another direction and then came back to TM1 because you love it? Or is there any story there?
No, I have been a TM1 zealot since then. Briefly while I was in the US, I did have a brief for one project into another product, but I came straight back to TM1.
All right, straight back into it.
Straight back.
Okay then. Now talking about the championship. Well, I wanted to talk about the championship because you are runner-up, I swear I thought you were going to win at some stage.
So
I
did
can't
I.
tell Dwight this to his face, but well, he's watching this now. Based on how you did in the first round, and for the people who didn't know, Anne-Marie came way ahead against Peter and Dwight in the first round of the semifinals. I think you probably finished it within 5 minutes, like 4 minutes something. You already
It was
finished.
about 3.5 actually.
Oh, 3.5. Yeah,
Three and a
thank you
half,
for the
yeah.
correction. And the other two guys were still battling away right till the end. Now, in that competition, how was it for you? Like, was it just another day like BAU? Was it a very stressful event because now you have to compete in front of other people? Was it a lot of fun because there was a bit of gaming elements in there, like on the stage, answering
Yeah,
questions?
it was a lot of fun. A little bit of pressure. I don't feel pressure too badly, but poor Dwight, he was sweating. He was so tense. Yeah.
I wonder if he was just putting on a show.
Mm.
Going to the final round, did you have any expectations that you're gonna, walk away with the trophy, start celebrating deep inside, having seen what you saw in the first round?
I thought I was in with a chance after the win in the semi-final, but I also, the question you're going to throw and how everyone's going to perform. Like I'm obviously better at Turbo Integrator than I am in rules on the fly. I like to really think about my rules without voices in my head. Whereas the process TI processes are my favorite. So I obviously had already performed at my best. But I should have done better.
I'm just
Some
making
people
this up now.
thrive on that hype, but I just need that concentration space to get my feeders just right.
Yeah, no, I can understand.
Mm,
Feeders, you do need a bit
yeah,
of concentration.
feeders. Yeah, they do.
Okay, so for anyone who's watching, noise canceling headphones. It's going to be hard to find me to shut my mouth for 30 minutes. Now, what about knowing what you know now?
hmm
Next year, would you be entering again if it happens around a location near you?
Definitely, I will be back again. We'll see if Dwight makes it up onto the podium again.
Yeah, he's going to work for that.
Yeah, he's going to have to.
And would you have any special prep that we would do differently to last time, which is like no prep because it's the first time we've ever done it?
No, I probably won't do any additional prep. No, I'm just there to show what I know and
And
have a
you do
little bit of fun in the process.
That's a great tip and a good point.
hmm
Yeah, everyone should have a bit of fun.
Bit of
Otherwise,
fun.
missing out on the experience of the event. Now to a little bit more of TM1. So because you've used TM1 for a very long time, 25 years,
Yep.
obviously you've been through many different iterations of TM1, have seen many TM1 features and some come and go. Now, where do you see the future of TM1 as in this point of time, which is March 2023 for people watching in the future?
I think they'll be more usable from a developer and administrative perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
know we can build some great tools, but we do need to have a pretty good knowledge of all of the pieces. So I'm thinking there could be some more administrative tools that sit over the top that could help us out. In particular, I really think we could that what could be improved would be chore scheduling. I would like it to be more calendarized and more options like I want to run this on particular days of the week or on this day of the week at this time and this day of the week at this time. So more more structure around those. It's a bit
Okay.
basic at the moment.
Okay. So if IBM you're watching this in the future, please take note.
Please take note.
As we're talking about the development of future TM1 and talking about chores and how we're improving
Mhm.
that. In your experience, in your mind, have TM1 been improving over the years along with your expectations? Because I guess, TM1, according to the documentary, for the people who haven't seen it, started around 1980, right? So it's been a while, and you've used it for 25 years. Do you think, has TM1 ever stopped improving, like from your personal perspective?
No, I don't think it has stopped improving. The the client that obviously has stopped progressing is TM1 Web. It has its place, and it's fabulous for what it is. But that has stopped developing. So I will miss that in some ways, but I look forward to all of the new interfaces that we've got in front of us for that. The progress in terms of, I mean, we used to run process worksheets and dimension worksheets and
Mm-hmm.
rules in Excel. So everything had an Excel front end for it. So it was very different. I mean, some of the things that we do now, um, I I can't believe how we got away with it using it
In the past,
in
yeah.
version 6. In version 6.
I haven't even seen version 6. I wonder,
Oh,
did they have the XDI worksheets back then?
yes.
Right.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm told there might be a little session on version 6 TM1 at the next Australian conference.
This is how
Mm.
rumor starts. I like it.
This is how
Yes.
rumors start. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing your experience with us so far and some of your insights into, of course, the TM1 Championship and some of your TM1 experiences. Now, we're getting into a tradition now of running a rapid fire session. Yeah, just let me know the first thing that comes into your mind. Obviously, there's no right and wrong here for the people who are listening. Okay, all right. Let's start with something easy. First up, what's your favorite number?
36.
And what's your favorite color?
Blue.
What's your favorite function key?
F9.
What's your
But Dwight's would
favorite?
be F1.
Oh, sorry, what's that?
Dwight's would be F1.
Yeah. Favorite TM1 feature?
Turbo integrator.
Favorite TM1 function?
Function. Oh, I love a good sub NM.
Automatic feeders?
That would be fantastic.
TM1 Pi?
Couldn't live without it.
Workspace?
Choosing another path.
TM1 Web?
We use it a lot, and we're phasing it out.
952?
Yeah.
TM1 Horizon?
I'll see you next year.
I'll see you there, and thank you. I try to keep it to 10. I think I actually threw 11 in there. Who's counting? Yeah. Thank you for being wonderful as usual. You do come to a lot of our conferences, and I had a great time speaking to you at the conference and in person last year at the TM1 Horizon T1 World Championship, and here again now. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
And for the rest of us, do good TM1, and we'll see you out there.
You've just listened to 15 Minutes of TM1 with, brought to you by CubeWise, managing complexity in the business world.